What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode. This is the 9th episode of the series, and we start today's episode with some more player training here for Valente and Hoffman, and I also received an international management offer from England. Yes, my home nation offered me the job and said, would you please take over from Roy? And here's a question for you guys today as well, a bit more Docs trivia. In what series was I first offered the England job? If you've been subscribed to me for a long time now, you will know that I always wanted to manage England, but they never offered me the job. They never came in for me, but in one series I was asked to manage my home nation, and I of course said yes as well. So a question for you guys, if you've been around for a while, you'll know the answer to this one. In what series was I first offered the England job? If you know the answer, do please comment and let me know. So England came in for me, said, would you take over from Roy Hodgson? I said it's a flattering offer, I'd love to manage my home nation again, but of course I did say no. And in the last episode I did ask you guys as well what nation you guys would want me to manage in this series. I got tons and tons and tons of comments, thank you so much for those, but to be honest I'm still not entirely sure which one takes my fancy, and for the time being I think I'm just going to stay with Hamburg and not worry about adding a side story to this career mode. I'm sure I probably will manage a country at some point, because whenever I do a career mode series I almost always manage a country alongside it as well. I just think a little side story is nice to break away from the usual club aspect of the career mode too, but I'm not entirely sure that any right now would interest me. I'd rather just continue to develop the club and worry about Hamburg and Hamburg alone. But either way, for the first game of today's episode here, we will take on Werder Bremen away in Bremen. Now, coming into this game here, we're on the back of a 3-game win streak, and our last game was a fantastic 4-1 victory against Borussia Dortmund at the Volkspark Stadion. And don't forget as well, our last away game was also a win as well, away from home. Believe it or not, we won again away from home, despite how poor our away form has been this season. So coming into this game, I was really optimistic. I was looking forward to it as well. I was thinking we could extend the win streak to 4 games in this one and get another victory. But here at the Weser Stadion, is how you pronounce that, in Bremen, we didn't get off to a good start. We were 2 goals down in the opening half an hour, and I was looking really shaky and really nervous at the back, and my back line really had absolutely no structure to it whatsoever, and you can see that from this camera angle. They're all over the place, really. No defensive line. My fault, really, for dragging players out of position, and Werder Bremen were 2 goals up at the break. It was a really poor half from us. We had recorded 4 shots, but most of them were blocked and half chances, really. Nothing too significant. In the second half as well, half an hour after the restart, we were still trailing by 2 goals to nil. Valente had to bail us out here from us going 3 goals behind with a really good save to keep it at just 2-0, and I was looking extremely poor. We only had 1 proper chance in the game, and it fell directly after that Bremen chance. We got ourselves out the pitch here with Ilicevic getting on the ball, going down the left-hand side and cutting into his right foot. He keeps on going, goes for goal from just outside the area. It's a good save with the goalkeeper though, and Muller's follow-up header goes wide of the post, but he was offside anyway. So final score here away at Bremen, 2-0 to Werder Bremen. And last season, they finished in 10th place, currently 6th in the game. We were in 5th place coming into this one, and you can see our away record on the screen right now. We've played 8, won 2, drawn 1, and lost the other 5. So our away woes continue. We won our last away game, funny enough, by the 2-0 scoreline, but this one is a 2-0 defeat away from home, and again, the away form really is a problem for us this season. On the back of 3 consecutive wins away, 1 away and 2 at home, I was really looking forward to that game. I was thinking to myself, we could possibly extend the win streak to 4, keep it going, keep performing well, make it 2 away wins from 2 in a row as well. That would be fantastic for us, but again we lose, and not a single goal either. No positives to take from that game. It was a really poor one all round. I just did not play well enough, and I don't really know why I'm struggling so much away from home. I know that of course playing in front of your home fans, you know, the 12th man if you will, can give you a psychological boost, but you know, in the game it really shouldn't matter that much. So I don't really know why we're struggling away from home so much, but we've got to sort it out, because I said it a few times now, I'll say it once again, if you're not winning your away games, that's half the season you're not winning. You know, you need to make sure you can pick up points away from home, and so far only 7 accumulated from a possible 24. Now that's pretty poor, isn't it? So we've got to sort it out right now. We're playing very poorly away from home, and it needs to be corrected as soon as possible. But either way, we enter December here. We had a training injury to Johan Juru, but it's okay. He comes back in time for the next game against Mainz. We'll just take a look at the squad report right here as well, to see how the players currently getting on. Also look at the league table as well. After that defeat away in Bremen, we are now down to 7th place with 23 points from our first 14 games. Now 7th, 8th, 9th is probably where I think we'll probably end up finishing come the end of the season. Probably where I think we'll probably end up finishing. It's probably where we'll finish come the end of the season in my opinion. 7th, 8th, 9th, possibly 10th we fall a little bit. We could potentially sneak into a Europa League place. That would be lovely in 5th or 6th, but if we're going to do that, we need to pick up the points away from home on a more regular basis and not continue to lose those games like that one against Werder Bremen. But either way, for our second of 3 3 games in today's episode. We will take on FSV Mainz here, back at the Volkspark Stadion. So you better believe I was glad to be coming home after that defeat to Werder Bremen, knowing that at home this season we've only lost once, and that was in the Cup. So in the league we are still undefeated at the Volkspark Stadion. And coming to this game, the first chance fell to us in the 22nd minute. Leroy Sané cutting from the right-hand side was denied by a great save by the goalkeeper, and eventually the follow-up header went wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0 in a snowy game here in Germany. But the second chance fell just before the break here as Werner went down the left-hand side. He got past his man across the ball into the centre, and Aaron Hunt found the back of the net with a really brave header. It was an awkward landing for him afterwards on a very hard turf, I'm sure, here at the Volkspark Stadium with the snow coming down. But what a brave header by Aaron Hunt. He finds the back of the net, and just before the break he does give us the lead as he celebrates with a substitute. So Hamburg 1, Mainz 0. We take the lead in this game just before the break on the stroke at half-time mark, and a great header by Aaron Hunt as well, who started the season off pretty poorly but has come into his own a little bit in recent weeks. Couple of assists, couple of goals as well. That's now his second goal in the Bundesliga this year. He is beginning to decrease in stats too, so in January, the January transfer window to come in today's episode, actually right at the end of today's episode, I might consider selling him, but he's not too bad of a playmaker, and if he does continue to score and get assists as well, I may as well keep him in the squad. But either way, we were 1-0 up going into the second half, and Mainz, to be honest, didn't really do too much in this game. They were very poor for the most part, but later on in the game, started to put us under a bit of pressure, started to make me sweat a little bit. Had a couple of chances. The first one fell there, and the second one fell here, and as you can see, unfortunately for us, with 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go, they would grab themselves an equalising goal and leave the Volkspark Stadion with a point. So Hamburg 1, Mainz 1. The away skipper was forced forward for this attack. He was playing centre-back. He received the ball from the knockdown, and unfortunately for us, Valente did get a touch on the shot, but couldn't keep it out. And as you can see, Nico Bungart, the number 26, does make it Hamburg 1, Mainz 1. So final score here at the Volkspark Stadion, 1-1. On the back of 3 wins in a row, we now have back-to-back games where we don't pick up the victory, and a 1-1 draw is the final score. A very disappointing game, this one. Not going to blame Valente for the goal. The shot was pretty central, but there was very little space between the guy that took the shot and Cesar Valente, so can't really blame him for it, even though it was a pretty central-based shot. But for Mainz, right now they're 7th in real life, and last season finished in 11th place, I think it was, and they're in the relegation zone in the game. So, they're not exactly a great side, and I really feel as though those are the games where we should be winning. And I've said it so many times, and I think I said it in today's episode as well, and I'll say it again. If you're not winning away from home, you've got to make sure you win at home. And I said this during the Hanover game a couple episodes ago. Our home form is going to be imperative for us this season if we want to qualify for one of those Europa League places in 5th or 6th, or maybe even sneak into the top 4. We have to make sure when we're taking on those sort of teams, in the relegation zone right now, not playing very well. We're at home at the Volkspark Stadion, haven't lost there all season long in the league. We have to make sure we pick up the 3 points, and we were doing okay. We were 1-0 up in that game, but late on didn't really do enough, and unfortunately did grab themselves a late equalising goal. So 1-1, a very, very disappointing draw. And you could say, well, it's a point, it's better than nothing, and that is true. But again, Mainz are in the relegation zone right now. We're at home. We've got to win those sort of games. But either way, for the third and final game of today's episode here, we will take on Augsburg, still at the Volkspark Stadion. Now, last season this side finished in 5th place, and they qualified for the Europa League. And in the Europa League group as well, they got through it, only to be knocked out by Liverpool in the round of 32 stage. So not a bad side whatsoever. I definitely fancy our chances though of returning to winning ways in this one. Cesar Valente took our first chance in the 12th minute from this free kick, but I think I might start taking free kicks with Valente now. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I want him to get good at them, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to score any goals with him from free kicks, at least in the first season. His free kick rating is way too low, so I am training up to be a really good free kick taker, and hopefully one day he will be. But I think I might take him off free kicks, at least for the time being, or if I do have free kicks with him, just try and whip the balls into the centre and try and get him an assist. But either way, it was still 0-0 in this game. We had the first couple of chances though. First Valente's free kick, and then Dermot's shot going just wide of the post. Then the 28th minute, Valente shows what he can do on the other end of the pitch, coming out of his box Manuel Neuer style and making a great clearance to stop a Augsburg attack. So that was really cool from Valente there. He's quite a slow goalkeeper, so I won't do that too much, but either way, good piece of goalkeeping regardless, and it was still 0-0. But 4 minutes before the break though, the game was still deadlocked at 0-0. Timo Werner received the ball down left-hand side, played it into Lewis Holtby here, who took it round his mouth with a lovely piece of skill, and a fantastic finish by Holtby as well. Found the back of the net for his first goal of the season. Nice little ball by Werner inside to Holtby, and as you can see, he takes the touch here, nice piece of skill, gets a little bit lucky off the number 5 Klavan, but it comes back to him as he beats the Estonian centre-back and rifles the ball in off the far post to make it 1-0 to Hamburg. So just like the last game, we take the lead just before the break, and a deserved lead as well, I felt, going into half-time. So 1-0 up at the break. And just past Yarmak, he had a great chance to make it 2-0 and double our lead. Aaron Hunt receives the ball for us and plays it through towards Dermot here, inside the area, takes it around finds man with a step over, gets inside to shoot. It's a good save, but the goalkeeper hits though, and he turns behind for a corner. So still 1-0. We were the far better side in this game though, in every single area. We look far stronger, and after 2 games without one, you could see we were desperate to return to winning ways here at home. So still 1-0. Another good chance from that follow-up corner, which Diekmeyer's header was well saved but hits though. And from the goalkeeper's kick out here, it goes all the way to Cesar Valente, who charges out of his box once again to win the header and set up a counter-attack for us, because the ball falls to Aaron Hunt here. He finds Dermot, who plays a brilliant through ball into Lewis Holtby, who scored our first goal, but unfortunately this time he hits the post and doesn't find the back of the net via the post. This time it goes behind for a goal kick. So still 1-0 to Hamburg. But Augsburg, who hadn't done much in this game, did have a late flurry of chances. The first one fell here in the 69th minute as Bobadilla got on the ball. Great save by Valente though, and he kept the score at 1-0. So a good stop there by our number 1. It was still 1-0 to the home side. And another chance fell here in the 80th minute. The cross comes into the centre. The header is won, but once again Cesar Valente pulls off a fantastic save at his near post and keeps the score at 1-0. So another big stop there by our 17-year-old goalkeeper. It was straight at him, but of course the goal that Mike scored in the last game was straight at him as well. So this time made amends, really good save, kept the score at 1-0, and in the end that proved to help us win the game, because the final score was Hamburg 1, Augsburg 0, and we get ourselves another 3 points. So 2 games without a win. Now we return to winning ways. A great way to end the calendar year off of 2015 as well, as our next game will be played in January. So really pleased with that. Holtby's only goal of the game separates the side, and in the end I felt we did deserve the win as well. So really pleased with it. But for Cesar Valente too, 2 big saves late on, wins him man the match, and I was really pleased to see that too, because again, I'm not going to blame him for the goal that Mainz scored, but it was straight at him, and he may be the scout future star, he may be the future number 1 of Hamburg for many years to come, and possibly Brazil as well, but you know, he still needs to be criticised sometimes, and he hasn't done a good job, and the shot was pretty much straight at him. But again, we won't criticise him for it, but at least he did make amends in that game with a couple of really big saves later on that helped us win the game. But either way, 1-0 was the final score. Following that, some more player training, also another international manager offer, this time from Turkey, who are my tip to do quite well in Euro 2016. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. We'll have to wait and see. But they're my dark horses for this year's Euro 2016. But either way, look at the contracts here as well, as we're about to enter January. As you can see, 4 players have their contracts up. Arslan can't leave because he's under the age of 23, but Mikel, Spahic, and Ilacevic all could be poached away by other clubs. I don't care about Spahic. He's been really disappointed for us this season, so if he wants to go, that's totally fine. As for Ilacevic, he's an injury-prone player. He's 29 years old. I might let him go. But Mikel, I've heard, is a glitch goalkeeper. He's growing already too, so I want to keep him here just in case, and maybe he and Valente can battle out for the number 1 jersey throughout his career. But either way, as you can see, the transfer window has now opened, confirmation of that, and also as well, I got a management offer from Athletic Bilbao. So how about that? The Spanish side want to poach me away from the Volkspark Stadion and take me to Bilbao, but of course I said no. We're staying with Hamburg, we're staying here. I did actually get a comment on my last episode saying, why is this called the Bundesliga career mode, why not Hamburg career mode? That's because I'm not entirely sure if we will stay at Hamburg for the duration of the series, but definitely for the first season. I'm not going to jump ship halfway through. No way am I doing that. That's a bit silly, but either way, we're staying with Hamburg. It's a flattering offer from Bilbao, but we'll leave it as it is and stay with the German side. But still, following that, a look at the squad report right here, as we now have entered January as well. You can see how the players are currently getting on. I'm not entirely sure who I'll be looking to sell and buy in January, to be honest. With Adler right now, he's on the bench, so I might possibly look to sell the goalkeeper, believe it or not, despite him being our highest overall, and just put all my faith in Cesar Valente. The plan was really to have that number 1 jersey shared this season between Valente and Adler, but Valente's come in done quite well. Already 4 clean sheets, already a goal as well on his debut too, so because of that, I might possibly just sell Adler, keep Mikel as the backup goalkeeper if he accepts his contract, and try and raise some money to buy some more players, because you see the budget in just a moment's time. We don't really have the money to sign anyone unless we sign them on pre-contracts. I don't really want to abuse that too much in the first season, so because of that, I might possibly sell Rene Adler. We'll have to wait and see. It's something I'm considering. I don't want to do it just in case though, because if Valente gets injured, we're stuck with just Mikel, but I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait and see, but that is definitely a possibility. But still, following that there, you see a look at the league table as well. We're 1 game shy of the halfway mark, but we do have a game in hand on most of the teams in the division so far. And also I decided to change Valente's appearance as well. I've been reading the comments, quite a lot of you guys have been asking me to change his appearance, give him some real gloves, change his ankle tape, untuck his kit and whatnot. So this is how Valente's currently kitted out. You'll see me making the alterations here, and if you have any more changes you want made to Valente's appearance, let me know in the comment section down below. But I think he looks pretty cool. You'll see what he looks like come the end of this video, and I think it looks pretty sound as it is right now. But that is going to today's episode of the Bundesliga career mode though, guys, so thanks very much for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. As it is Saturday morning, I'll treat you guys to the possibility of a double upload day, so get this video to 2,000 likes and I'll upload another episode later on tonight. So there is your challenge. If you want episode number 10 to come later on tonight, then get this video to 2,000 1,000 likes. But thanks for watching. Please do like and enjoy the episode regardless, and hopefully I'll see you for the next episode later on this evening.